When I was 28 years old, I found out that I had been born with RA, which had been laying dormant in my spine. And rheumatoid arthritis, RA, is an autoimmune disorder. And a lot of people, oh, it's just arthritis, take an aspirin. Well, it's not. It's an illness where my autoimmune system gets mixed up signals and decides to attack my body. Our normal immune system only attacks infections, like when you got a cold or something. Well, mine's attacking my body 24/7. And the first things it normally takes out is anything to do with your joints, the cartilage and the tendons and ligaments, and it can attack your heart, lungs, and everything else. Mine was laying kind of dormant in my spine until December 16th, 1996, when I was injured in an armed robbery. And the traumatic effects of that day not only left me with post-traumatic stress disorder and severe claustrophobia, but it awoke the RA that was laying dormant. In 98, January, matter of fact, I stood up and hit the floor. My knees were so swollen and had so much heat coming off of them, it was unreal. I was rushed to the ER where they would tell me I had rheumatoid arthritis. I was placed with a rheumatologist, and between him and the God above, I was able to somewhat live a normal life. I always walked with a limp, was always in pain, and I used a walker. But it wasn't until July 2010, when I just found out I was going to be a grandmother for the first time and was playing around with my son, that I backed up and dropped down into a chair too hard. That started a chain reaction. I ended up fracturing the L4 and L5 and the T7, and would come to find out not only had I done that, but I had developed scoliosis of the spine. All the medications I was taking for my rheumatoid arthritis made my bones so brittle that I now have multiple fractures in my lower lumbar. Having to undergo back surgery where they place cement in the fractures and being bedridden, the muscles in my legs decided they weren't going to work anymore either. And that's why I'm in a chair. I can't use a regular chair because the arthritis is in my hands, my shoulders, and my wrists, so I can't propel a regular chair. That inlays the problem. I don't have a van that I can drive this power chair up into. And my family, they don't either. So the last 4 years, I have been virtually a prisoner of my home. I missed the birth of my first granddaughter. I've had 2 uncles, and just recently, Easter Sunday, I lost my aunt. And I wasn't able to go to their funerals or even to the hospital to see them. I live with my mom, who is on oxygen 24/7. She's got severe COPD. But I'll take care of my mom with my last breath because she gave me life. And, it's not I have to, I want to. She has to use a wheelchair. She's not able to walk because of the COPD, and she has to be on oxygen. So when she goes to doctors, I have to have someone that scare me. I'm not even able to go with her to hear what the doctor says. And when she goes in the hospital with a flare, I can't be there to comfort her and tell her everything's going to be okay. I can't go to the grocery store or anything. I have to rely on everybody else. And I feel like such a burden because they got a life of their own. They shouldn't have to come over here and go to the grocery store for me or the bank. Or when I go to doctors, there's a medical team that comes out and picks me up. And it's just, I'm sorry. I just want to be able to go to the grocery store and pick out my own groceries. I mean, it's easy to just pick up a can of this or a can of that, but I want to pick out my own fruits and vegetables and meats. And I want to be able to take my mom fishing Or just put her in a van and go, hey, let's just go right up here and get a dollar burger from, McDonald's. You never realize how much you miss being out until you can't go. I don't want a brand new van. I just want one that's safe, that when I go, I'm going to be able to come back. That the AC works because Mama can't deal with the heat. And of course, heat in the wintertime. I've seen the minivans that instead of having a ramp that you got to do a lot of maintenance on, they have a lower floor that I could just ride up into. So I'd like to find one of those. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. And my email address is TAM, the number 69, SC. That's Tam for Tammie, the number 69 for the year I was born, SC because I live in South Carolina, at AOL.com. And I appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless.